Hello YouTube, this is Fortnite Fails, JJ from channel JJ, coming back to you with another video. Three stories. Wendy's finally releases strawberry frosty in the US, but there's a catch. Twitch streamer banned for a profile image of SZA and inappropriate attire. And Anderson Cooper. He's making all this money, making millions of dollars, but he says that he will not give his son any of it. Anderson Cooper makes $12 million a year from CNN alone and says he won't leave his son an inheritance. So let's get into the article. Let's first start with Wendy's. Let's leave the juicy stuff after. Wendy's has become a bit of a staple in the fast food landscape with menu items that have gained notoriety of their own. Among them is Frosty, a frozen concoction that has been with the chain since inception 1969, but has only come in a handful of flavors. The elusive strawberry frosty has become somewhat of an urban legend among customers in the United States, as it has only been available and sale sporadically in Canada since 2010. For the first time ever, a strawberry frosty can now be purchased in the United States, but only in a very specific way. The drink is only available in the Wendy's hamburger stand in Heath, Ohio, which is located inside of a Walmart store just 42 miles away from Wendy's headquarters. The location opened in early August, and it offers a number of exclusive offerings, including nuggets and buttermilk ranch, jalapeno cheddar flavors, and frosty sundaes, and chocolate lover and strawberry celebration flavors. It looks like I won't be able to get the strawberry frosty. I was about to say, yeah, man, when is this thing released? I'm about to go over and get it. I ain't going to Ohio. If you want to find a strawberry frosty, Wendy's CEO and President Todd confirmed to National Restaurant News, you can only find it today in the hamburger stand restaurant. And we've got this unbelievable great jalapeno popper chicken nugget that in that restaurant that isn't in our freestanding restaurant. It's just another opportunity with a little more limited menu to continue to provide access to our brand. Todd continued, we do think that access drives awareness drives trial and repeat, and that really drives frequency over time. So that's the part of our strategy moving forward. While this Heath, Ohio Wendy's list is the first of its kind, the company already has plans to open a second location in a Walmart, with Todd telling Restaurant News that the company plans to expand more non-traditional locations. Well, hey, that's cool. This dude's basically saying, yeah, we're selling it, but only in a select few locations. I would go, but that's not even in my state. They should do it. They should do like in all 50 states, specific locations for all 50 states. You gotta go to this gas station, Wendy's, to the left on Main Street or something, in order for you to get your strawberry frosty. I would do it then. Well, not in just 50 states, man. Because you got all these small cities and stuff. Because they ain't doing all of that. But I am not going all too far to get myself a strawberry frosty. Now, let's see here. Twitch streamer banned for profile image of SZA in inappropriate attire. You know, I think I've seen this girl before. I don't know where from. It's not uncommon to see streamers banned on Twitch for content that is considered more than risque, on the risque side, but the platform turned some headwinds. It banned a streamer for using a profile picture of singer SZA. I do not know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to say SZA. She's a singer. Okay. I did not know that. I was like, yeah, I think she's somewhere in the music industry. What is she, a rapper? They say singer. What is this girl's name? SZA? But no, that would have, if it's SZA, that would have mean that there's a A before the Z. I do not know. Known by her stage name, SZA is a popular singer with multiple Grammy nominations and even an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song. But an image of her was deemed inappropriate to be used on Twitch. On October 2nd, streamer Calvary was banned for using photo of SZA posing without pants while holding a Glock and a MacBook. The email from Twitch, which Calvary posted, the platform explained that the picture was considered inappropriate attire and and cited someone wearing a bikini while cooking as being an example of violated content. You know, it's actually quite funny how they're banning people, because people, for this type of stuff, people are straight up doing streams, pool streams and everything, with this type of content. You're telling me I can't post an image as a profile pic, not the actual stream, but the actual me having an image that's not on the stream. It's interesting. Twitch is being ridiculous. They're having a heart attack over nothing. Although I will agree that this is inappropriate attire, but considering how you can have streams, bikinis on, running all over the place, this shouldn't be a problem. Some users replied to the ban, finding it humorous that the gun in SZA's hand was fine, but not having pants was the big problem. Well, I mean, if you have your own gun license, it's technically not having a gun isn't a problem. It's like saying, well, the person being in a car, that wasn't a problem. But the person not having pants on was a problem, as if people don't die from cars. People die from cars too, you know. Others pointed out the hypocrisy and how controversial hot tub streamers are allowed on Twitch, while pictures of SZA can result in a ban. There's literally no way, man. The double standards are crazy, a fan of Calvary replied. Gotta Photoshop her some pants on, another joke. Luckily for Calvary, the ban was only for a day, so he was able to resume streaming relatively soon. It goes to show that even if a famous singer using a photo of them could go against Twitch rules, results in ban. Which I actually think it's reasonable. Famous or not, let's keep the rules the same. That's not the same thing on YouTube, because, I mean, it could be Trevor Noah, whatever news site, Fox News, CNN News. It could do things that go against YouTube's policy. But because they are mainstream corporations, they will get a pass. You curse a couple of times, they want to take away your monetization. So I mean, it is good to see that people they're trying that would be something that they're enforcing across the board, but they're actually not really doing that. So until they get hot tub streamers and all of that up off the platform, that doesn't mean anything. It's still them picking and choosing. And the last one, let's see here. Anderson Cooper, who earns a reportedly $12 million a year from CNN alone, says that he won't leave his son an inheritance. Sounds like some Jackie Chan stuff. Anderson Cooper said in a new interview that he wouldn't leave a pot of gold for his son. I don't believe in passing on huge amount of money, Cooper told the Morning Meeting podcast. You know, that's how generational wealth is a thing. You pass it on. Be it, I could see why you would have a problem passing on money to us family members that aren't built for that. They're just going to squander it all. That they're not going to do anything worthwhile. But I mean, other than that, there should be no reason why you shouldn't be trying to give your child your inheritance, so they can have a good future. Cooper's mother, Gloria Vanderbilt, was born in one of America's wealthiest families. So I mean, this dude came born from wealth. Anderson Cooper said in the Morning Meeting podcast that he would not leave an inheritance for his son Wyatt Morgan Cooper. Wyatt was born via surrogacy last year and is the only child of Cooper, whose co-parent Wyatt was ex-boyfriend Benjamin. Cooper appeared in the Morning Meeting podcast with editors of the weekly newsletter to talk about his new book and about his ancestors, Vanderbilt, The Rise and Fall of an American Dynasty. Cooper's mother, Gloria Vanderbilt, was born in one of America's wealthiest families, as she was the great-granddaughter of Cornelius Vanderbilt. Man, this sounds like some X-Men stuff. Cornelius, who made a fortune from them building a railroad empire. According to Forbes, she was born with a trust fund that was the equivalent of $35 million today, and then went on to build a fashion empire that earned $100 million annually. When asked about whether Cooper would leave an inheritance for his own son after researching his family history, the CNN anchor said, I do not believe in passing on huge amount of money. I don't know what I'll have. I'm not that interested in money, but I do not intend to have some sort of pot of gold for my son. I'll go on with what my parents said. He added, quoting, college will be paid for, and then you've got to get it on your own. I mean, even then, just because you pay for college doesn't necessarily mean anything. Unless you're steering him from a young age to go down a certain career path, does it? You're not. Just because you got your college done doesn't mean you're gonna even be a middle class person. You could be below the poverty line and went to college because you busy. I mean, if you do computers, if you do computer science, coding, web design, you're going to be good. And a couple of other careers, but not everybody necessarily knows that. Besides, you didn't necessarily go down that road, and you still managed to find success. If that's not a road that everybody's going to find success going down, your son could follow in your footsteps, and he's stranded because he studied something that not everybody makes money off of. If you do something that, even if you don't have an employer, you're still guaranteed to make money, that's something good. But you yourself have to be teaching your son this before he heads to college. Cooper earns about $12 million a year from CNN per Yahoo Financing, citing multiple reports. Cooper's mother died in 2019, but in 2014, the now 50-year-old anchor had already made it clear on his view about inheriting money. Besides, who are you going to give it to? I mean, if it's going to be given to anybody, it should be your family. Who else would you be wanting to take it? The banks? He said on the Howard Stern show, my mother made it clear to me that there's no trust fund, there's none of that, and I don't believe in inheriting money. I think it's a curse from the time I was growing up. If I felt like there was some pot of gold waiting for me, I don't know if I would have been so motivated. I mean, even then, I'm not saying that you should, just because you have inheritance doesn't mean that your daughter, son, or whatever child that you have in the future is going to be unmotivated. If you're going to say, hey man, you're living a lavish lifestyle, you don't have to work for anything in your future, then when your son becomes of age, he's not going to be motivated. If you teach him the value of hard work, trustful or not, he's still going to be in a good space. He's going to be a person that's willing to go out there and get it. So by the time he dies, he won't have 20 million. He might have $1 billion. The James Bond actor Daniel Craig also recently told Candace magazine that he didn't agree with leaving inheritances. I mean, you're seriously saying that? You're in Hollywood. You're a Hollywood actor. Most people cannot make it. Just because you have a son or daughter doesn't mean that they're about to be making it big in Hollywood. And you don't know anything different, do you? So how are you going to steer your child in for success? You can't just tell him go to college and everything's going to be all right. Craig has 2 children. I don't want to leave great sums to the next generation. I think inheritance is quite distasteful. My philosophy is to get rid of it or give it away before you go. That's ridiculous. What are your thoughts? Do you think that people that are lucky in life to get what they've gotten, that don't want to leave their children any inheritance, they're saying that, hey man, you're going to college. You're going to college, and hey, you got to figure out the rest on your own. Do you think that's right? Because I mean, these people are lucky, as I said before, to be in the positions that they're in. Most people cannot make it where they're at in life. Most people can't. Because not everybody can get into Hollywood. Not everybody can be a CNN news anchor. Some of your thoughts. Please like, comment, share, subscribe.